All right, good morning. Last lesson of the year right here, so get ready. I'm going to finish up section 3 right here. This is the section that they just kind of throw all the crap together. And so the rest of it, Australia, New Zealand, Antarctica, just kind of throw together. So let's talk about Australia first. How did Australia become the country/continent that it is? Why is New Zealand not a part of it? Great Britain, well, I mean, the first people that were there were the Aboriginal people, and they were there. They got migrated from Asia, probably very, very early. It says 40,000 years ago. So, early civilizations, those Aboriginal people have been in Australia for a long time, all the way up until the 1800s, whenever Great Britain established Sydney, the city there in Australia, as a penal colony, which is the place to send prisoners. So it was kind of like their jail that they were running out of room in Great Britain. So the hard offenders went here to Australia. New Zealand was first settled by the Maori people. This is the kind of like the Aboriginals of Australia. The Maori people lived there for a long time. They were probably migrated from the Polynesian and Oceania region and Asia. The Treaty of Waitangi gave Britain control over New Zealand. So uh, gold was discovered there, and so a bunch of British people went to Australia and New Zealand to get that gold, and most stayed there. That's why they have that kind of country British twang that they sang that they uh, Australian accent. I'm not going to do it because it would be bad, but that Australian accent is like a British accent, just kind of more countrified. Australia and New Zealand remain part of the British Commonwealth. New Zealanders have a long tradition of concern for equal rights and welfare of its citizens. Australia and New Zealand prospered by exporting food, products, and wool to the United Kingdom. So they export a lot of their products. New Zealand has also developed industries, and so has Australia developed industries and other manufacturings. And here's like the one sentence that you get for Antarctica is that really very few people live there. The people that live there are scientists that go there and research and study. But there's not any like nations that claim. There's a treaty that was signed that saying nobody can claim Antarctica. We're going to share it and make it for research. Most Australians are British descent, but that proportion is changing because of high rates of immigration. So you have a lot of different types of people that are also coming up there too. But the for the long time, it was just a lot of British descent. New Zealand's culture of a blend of the British and the Maori people, and 85% of people live in cities and towns in Australia and New Zealand. Along the coast is where a lot of they live. They're also known for their sports, like the All Blacks. I don't know if you've ever heard of the All Blacks. They're a rugby team there in New Zealand. That is bad to the bone. Y'all might have heard them and seen them do the haka. I've seen teams do the haka. That was designed by these. Um, that was designed by these New Zealander Maori tribe descent people. So that haka is kind of the Maori warriors used to do that before going into battle to intimidate their opponents. And now the New Zealanders and other teams do it too, but started with these New Zealand All Blacks there in New Zealand. They make these crazy faces to intimidate their opponents.
Well, the challenge has been received by the French. Stand by.
So that's the last slide there of the year. So remember to turn in, get caught up on all your work. If you need anything, email me or contact me somehow if you would like, and just let me know if you need anything. Have a good weekend or week rest of the summer. I don't know when I'll see you next, but whenever that is, I'll see you, and uh, have a good year. I had a good year.